Let's put a bow on this show here with Ethan. We'll kick it over to Ethan here for Curveball of the Week. What do you got for us, E?
So as you guys know, I've been working on this diet or whatever. And when you diet, you kind of got to give some things up. You got to do some things differently. So what is a food that on a diet or just something you thought sounded weird, but it actually turned out super, super good?
Well, I know I can cross one off the list that is not, and that is sugar-free syrup. That shit sucks.
Mine includes part of that, so awkward. But while you guys think, I'll go. We're doing keto, so everyone listening, we're doing keto, me and Hannah. But Hannah said she had these keto waffles because I was like craving something sweet, and I'm like, but yeah, waffles have a lot of carbs in them. You can't eat that. So she made these. They call them chaffles, I think is what they're called. But it's cheese, mozzarella cheese, 1 egg, and almond flour. It makes a damn good waffle. Honest to God, it might be better than a real waffle.
That's saying something coming from the waffle guy.
It's pretty wild, man. I'm not kidding. And yes, Dylan, we use sugar-free syrup.
Gross. It's terrible. You sound like my parents. Oh, you can't taste the difference. Bullshit, you can't. You have to eat 17. You have to go. Since you suck at fantasy football, you got to go eat 17 pancakes and you try sugar-free syrup. That shit sucks. I'd rather lick the hair off of Grant's ass than eat sugar-free syrup again.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so good, Dylan. So good.
Something that that actually tasted okay. I will say liver is not the worst thing I've ever eaten.
No, liver's good.
I've tried it a few times. You kind of gotta coat it in flour and you gotta really season and doctor it up some. But it reminds me very much of the steaks that I used to have that when I was a kid, where my parents would make it, and it would be like well done, and it would be like Teflon and leathery. The texture of liver is disgusting. Like just holding it in your hand when you're making, or like before, like you're coating it in flour, or like putting it in the pan is like, this kind of slimy. But put Heinz 57 onions on it. It's not the worst thing in the world. So I guess I'd say liver.
Okay, that's fair. I guess for me, guys,
it's cheap and it's high in protein,
which is why we love it.
Yep.
I guess one thing that just for me, Ethan, this one here, it like starts off just by the way it looks. The big thing in the world, people get a piece of cauliflower, they get a carrot, and they want to dip it in the ranch.
Oh yeah.
Which just cancels out everything. But like when I first saw hummus, I was like, this stuff looks like baby food. Like, I'm an adult, I shouldn't be eating this. And then you open up a thing of Sabra and you're like, God, this shit slaps.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never gonna go back. Carrots and ranch? No. Give me the red pepper hummus from Sabra, and it's fantastic. Maybe a little Triscuit on the side too, with some hummus. Oh my God, it's life changing. And I tell you what, I enjoy some hummus, but no one enjoys it more than my father. Daryl Castor is the biggest hummus stan in the world. I think I've seen him take down a small container of hummus in one setting.
Oof.
Attaboy, Daryl.
He may have also taken down a whole box of Triscuits at the same time. But yeah, I got to go with hummus here, just more or less, just because it looks like baby food, and I shouldn't be eating that.
It's true.
I'm gonna see if my dad's awake here. I'm gonna give him a call because he's the health eater king. Hey, we're recording the podcast right now, Dad, and curveball of the week question here is, Ethan is on a health kick, and his question is when you started really looking and analyzing, trying to really focus on your diet, what is something that you thought was going to taste terrible, but you actually ended up really liking?
Some sugar-free syrup. How about that, D?
I just had a whole when this episode releases, I just had a whole rant about how terrible sugar-free syrup is.
It's so good.
Ethan agrees with you that sugar-free syrup is the way to go, but I can't get on board.
Well, your mother agrees.
Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
well, you guys are clearly wrong. So, and you guys have never had to eat 17 pancakes in one sitting. So, no,
I could just because I wanted to, not because I had to.
Yeah.
See?
Well, that's true, but I wanted to get the healthy eating experts' opinion on there. So, and you made your debut, Dad, on the podcast. So, welcome.
Well, you know what else I thought was really good that I'd never ate before was yogurt. You know, the Greek yogurt. I never ate that. I thought that wouldn't be any good, and I still eat it today, one a day.
Yeah, well, I think the Greek yogurt's actually better than the regular yogurt.
It is. It is. If the health nuts recommend any yogurt, it's the Greek yogurt.
That, and then like the stuff you make for it, the stuff that we had at Christmas with like the Cool Whip and low fat Cool Whip or whatever.
And the sugar free. Well, I use the cheesecake pudding now. That's even better than the vanilla sugar free.
Oh, like the Jello or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's pudding.
Or pudding. Okay.
Pudding powder. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Well, thanks. We will. Thanks for the help. If we have more questions, you might be making more appearances.
Oh, okay.
All right.
When are you recording?
Right now.
Oh.
Okay. We're live, Dad. We are live.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Incredible.
I don't know, sugar-free syrup.
I knew he was going to say that too. That's why I had to call him and ask him. I was like, that one is going to be right there.
You know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna buy a thing of just some generic, could be a frozen waffle, maybe an Eggo, something. And I'm gonna see if I can buy a small container of sugar-free syrup, and I'm gonna give it the old college try, and I'll let you know how it is.
Okay.
You document it too, and we can share it and see. I hope you get raked over the coals over it if you think it's good.
Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned. That concludes episode 113 of the Three Guys Talking Ball podcast. Well, as always, we're gonna have the segments of the show out on Friday. Maybe I'll post some content while I'm out on the golf course of me playing whack fuck. But yeah, check us out on all of our socials. Make sure you're following us, 3GTB Podcast, on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, TikTok, Three Guys Talking Ball Podcast on Facebook and YouTube. And we will be back next week to preview the divisional round of the NFL and previewing the NFC Championship, whoever is playing in it. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.